Hi, welcome to the Mohua show. My name is Mohua Chinappa and I am an author, entrepreneur and ex-housewife. This podcast is about everything from business to technology to arts to lifestyle, but done and spoken ईमानदारी से. Hi, in this episode, we have with us Raina, a celebrated Indian actor, writer, and director who has graced our screens for several decades with his impeccable performances. He's known for his roles in popular films like Ek Ruka Hua Faisla, Tanu Weds Manu, Rang De Basanti, and the iconic Doordarshan series Byomkesh Bakshi. Welcome to the show, Mr. Raina. Did you always know that you wanted to be part of the entertainment industry?
I am from a middle class family जहाँ की एक्टिंग के बारे में किसी को कुछ मालूम ही नहीं था. I come from कश्मीर. मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि कैसे ये बग लगा मुझे कि मुझे एक्टिंग में आना है. एंड अगर उसको हम यहाँ पर डिस्क्राइब करेंगे तो बहुत टाइम लगेगा. टू कट द स्टोरी शॉर्ट, I don't know, I got interested in this, but I wanted to learn it in a better way, so I joined National School of Drama in 1973. It's long back, and I did my diploma in acting and then came to Bombay. And एक बार Bombay आए because I was to shoot for a film called Vijeta with Govind Dhalani. It is a film, a very famous film on Air Force. And I came to Bombay for that, and then I did not go back. And I've been here, it's around 40 years now, actually. So I've been working in films. I did a lot of television. I do theater regularly. I have not left theater. I act and direct in theater. That's how my history is, and I love what I'm doing.
This is amazing because, I can almost see the NSD, place in near Mandi House. So 1973 NSD, what was it like and how did it shape up your career?
See, 1973, see, as I was telling you, I came from a very small town from Kashmir. तो मैं आपको एक किस्सा बताऊंगा. जब मैं दिल्ली पहुंचा और जब मंडी हाउस की आप बात कर रही हैं, वहाँ कोपरनिक्स मार्ग है, वहाँ पे हमारा हॉस्टल हुआ करता था. When I landed in the hostel and I had to cross the road, it took me 15 minutes to cross because I had never seen such traffic in my life. So that was a first surprise for me कि मतलब बड़े शहरों में ऐसा भी कुछ होता है. But by and by, it took some time. Honestly speaking, I would not say but I was ready for it. I had to face a lot of, I would not say humiliation, it was a lot of in school, in my class, because I had a problem with my language. I couldn't speak Hindi properly, being a Kashmiri, but I had this determination in myself that one day, since I've come here and I've sacrificed so much for this to come here, because I was doing a job in Srinagar. I left that job. My parents were unhappy. They didn't want me to do this because they thought this is not a career one should go. So I thought, no, I have to do it, and I really worked hard for this. But one thing which actually helped is the director of National School of Drama at that time is late Mr. Al-Qazi, who actually guided me. He's the force behind what I'm today. And if he was not there, somebody else was there, maybe I would have dropped out from the school. The school, I started from zero. It's just like I had never read a play, actually. जो 2-4 plays हमने वहाँ amateur theatre में किए थे, वहाँ श्रीनगर में वही था. उसके बाद थिएटर का कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं था, लिटरेचर उतना कुछ पढ़ा नहीं था. And I had to, it was kind of two studies. One, I was trying to study literature, and then I was trying to study drama, and I was watching great actors like Manohar Singh, late Surekha Sikari, Uttara Bawkar. They were fabulous and fantastic. And I must say that 60% of my acting I have learned from observing them. And I was lucky enough to get chances in plays. You see, drama school used to do an annual theatre festival, and I was in first year. And can you believe I was in all the 6 plays which the festival did? So these things did help. Watching people, being friendly with people, talking to people, because people from all over India had come, and this was kind of a cultural exchange for me. Because honestly speaking, Kashmir में हमको उतना कुछ there was no opening per se except a library in a college where I studied. बट यहाँ पे लोग उसे बात करते, someone was from Bengal, some Assam, some were Madhya Pradesh, someone from UP, and all this cultural interaction and sharing that helped a lot, and that actually groomed me, and it helped a lot. And then uh, what I can say, because as I'm telling you, because the school training and teaching and all those fantastic teachers, fabulous. See, there was a lot of passion those days. I must say that I can see a lot of sea change in today's activities, the way I mean, the school is functioning and the way it was functioning when we were there. Because there was nothing, passion, work, and try to learn. There was craving for learning. And I'm not saying that there's no craving today, but the fact is that the attitudes have changed. For instance, I'll give an example. When we used to do a play, there used to be a proper script. We used to read the script every day. And today, when I'm directing a play, my actors are coming with a phone, cell phone, and they have their lines in the phone, and they are acting. I mean, this is it's a diametrically opposite kind of an attitude. I think we were more involved, and because we had to start from zero. Today, everything is just quick, just have a coffee, and just you become an actor, and you learn your line, and you become an actor. There's no in depth, because I think the reason being that there's a lot of pressures on these young actors also in Mumbai, because they have to survive, they have to live, they have to, and they have their dreams. But it takes a lot actually to be in Bombay and try to pursue what you want to do. So to come back to my life in drama school was fabulous, because I was lucky enough, because the point is from the first year till I was in the repertory. I did my diploma, then I was in repertory for 5 years. I have done maximum plays, and I have interacted with one of the best directors of our country and abroad, like Fritz Benowitz. I did a play with him, and that was an amazing experience. So all this, because there's a time in your life, because maybe that was the brightest moment in my life, and I still feel that those were the best days when I was actually studying in drama school. And whatever I'm today, not only as an actor, as a human being, as a person, I think that school helped to develop me as a human being also.
So, there is a lot of study, and they say that, there is a dark side to all artists. And I think for majority of us, me as a writer, as an author, we delve into all the people who were really, really terrible to us during our days of growing up. So, was there any inspiration for you from, I mean, coming from Kashmir at home? I'm sure they were not extremely encouraging about pursuing theater and going into NSD. And how was that? Or when you look back, what was that one thing that kept you pushing to go forward?
Tell you honestly, maybe destiny. I don't know, because I still today, when I'm around 70, I don't I can't answer this question. What was it that what made me to come? Because I did my graduation, then I got a very good job there, and being the eldest in the family, they wanted me to pursue the job, and because that was something they thought that, look, our son has done something very good, and now he is going to support and help us. But suddenly this idea came to me that I have to go to drama school. The reason for this was because when I was doing theater there, there were so many things about theater which those directors or those friends of mine who were with me in the theater could not explain to me. I was always questioning, okay, why is this? Why I have to walk on stage like this? Why I have to speak this line like this? What is the meaning of all this line? And because this desire to know it and know the correct things about what I am doing on stage actually forced me to come to drama school. And when I'm telling you destiny, because those in that year, 1973, 72, there was a theater workshop happening in Kashmir, and one of the drama school actors was doing that workshop, and he saw me in the workshop, and he said, "Why don't you go to drama school?" And I said, "I cannot, because my parents do not allow." He said, "I'll convince them," because he did try, and he told my father that, I mean, give him a try. Let maybe he will succeed, and he will be good. It is a good profession. And then he brought the form of drama school and he made me fill the form. He helped me to prepare for this. And I went there. When I gave the interview, they said, "Can you come on your own expenses?" I said, "Nothing doing." I think because I don't know. I said, "I think I did a good interview. I should get the scholarship." And everybody in the interview laughed. And I said, "Listen, if you don't give me the scholarship, I won't be able to come because my parents are not going to send me here." So at those days, there were only 8 scholarships in drama school all over India, and I was one to get that scholarship. So I find it was all destined. It was all destined. I had to be here. I had to be. But one thing which I can say that I love to observe human beings. That was instinctively in me because even in Kashmir, I used to go to a hill station or Dal Lake or anywhere where we used to go for picnic. I used to the curiosity of finding people, these villagers, how are they living? What is their life? I mean, I wanted to know. That was in the subconscious because I think to fulfill that dream to know people actually perhaps drove me towards theater. And there today, when I'm doing these plays, when I'm doing these performances or in films, I'm doing these roles. That's what I'm actually practically doing, knowing people, knowing their inner layers and knowing their problems, knowing why they are happy, why they're sad, what is bothering them. And that's practically what I'm doing by being an actor today. I think that was the reason. Otherwise, you see, as I told you, nobody, I mean, not even my forefathers, nobody knew what theater is all about, no, what drama is all about. There was nobody. We are Kashmiri Pandits, we are not educated family. Because we learn education and then we do a job, and that is the high of our life, and that's why my parents, can you believe my parents did not talk to me for 6 months because they thought कि अब बेटा जो है तो बिल्कुल ही बेकार निकला इसने तो मतलब ही रिवोल्टेड एंड इसने हमारे पूरी खानदान में हमको बदनाम कर दिया एंड दैट वाज द वे इट लुक्ड for first second till I was in second year in the drama school. But what happened, what changed their point of view, that's very important, I would like to mention, because drama school, we had a festival in Jammu, theatre festival of drama school in Jammu, and there were 5 plays and I was acting in all the 5 plays. And I wrote a letter to my father. I said, "Listen, if you want to know what I'm doing, please come to Jammu and watch." You see, it's a very emotional moment for me because when they came and they saw me, and then next day there were reviews and photographs all over in the plays and all that. Everybody was talking about K.K. Raina, K.K. Raina, K.K. Raina. Then my family understood that something he's doing something serious because everybody is following him, everybody is asking for autographs, everybody is asking for photos and all that. That is when they changed and they realized no, what he was doing, there's something to it. And their whole perspective changed. It took a lot of time, honestly speaking, at least 6 to 7 years actually to make them understand what I was doing. I am happy today that what I'm following my heart, and I'm doing something worthwhile for which my parents should be proud of, my family should be proud of. They are proud of now. They know what I'm doing. So it's very difficult for small town people to come to big city and pursue a dream like theater or film. Although things have become more easier because of the television, it is because today's parents, they tell their children, why don't you go and do a dance show or any reality show on television? But that time we had never heard about all this. It was honestly a great struggle. I wouldn't say it came smoothly for me. I had to work for it. I had to try hard, and I had to face a lot of difficulties. And eventually, today, I'm happy that all that pain, all that trouble which I faced have given dividends, and I'm doing what I wanted to do in my life. That's what's important for me. I tell my actors when I said, listen, if you're spending so much of time here, you're coming, you're working hard. As long as you are doing what you want to do, it's fine. Don't come here just because with a dream that I have to become Amitabh Bachchan or Devanand or Dilip Kaur or anything, because that's not the way to look at theatre. That's not the way to look at acting. And this is something which I am happy about. And now, at this stage of my life, where I want to do a slightly different thing, in the sense that I want to share my experience of an actor with my young actors, start doing workshops with them, start writing. I'm very keen to write my memoir and try to perhaps I will that those memoir will help people, young boys, to see how one has to go about to pursue this career.
Oh my God, you just stole my heart. And, I hear you when you talk about being a small town boy and coming into Delhi. It's almost like my journey, because I left Shillong when there was insurgency, and then I moved into Delhi, and it was a big city and it embraced me. पर अभी भी जब मैं सोती हूँ वो शिलोंग की जो वो the hills and those roads, the meandering lanes, they all keep coming back to me. Raina ji, I just want to ask you, आप ये बोलोगे क्या कि एक रुका हुआ फैसला was the game changer for you in your career? Would you agree with this?
You see, actually, ek ruka hua faisla, you see, honestly speaking, when actors do films, you don't know actually what is the outcome of the film, how it's going to work. To tell you honestly, Basu Chatterjee, who was actually the director of the film, he had seen the play actually on stage. He saw us perform. We did this as a play initially. Ranjit Kapoor, my classmate, my dear friend, he directed the play. And Basuda used to watch drama school plays. And he saw the play and he said, "Yeah, I would like to make a film on it." And we were very happy. The film was a big thing for us. I said, yes, why not? And he made the film. We shot the film in 18 days. And not even 9 to 10 days. And he released the film. Those days in Bombay, there was this theaters in Andheri called Gaily Galaxy, something, 3 theaters, Gaiety, Gaily Galaxy. And it was released. It didn't run for 1 week even, because nobody was interested to watch Ek Ruka Faisla with actors who are not known. You know how the Bollywood industry works. But this film made an impact in the sense that I don't know, because wherever I go to a bank, I go to any institution, and people come to me, they say, "Okay, we have seen you in Ruka Faisla." I said, "How?" He said, "Because this film is shown to us as beginners, as trainees, to how you should be persuasive and how you should put your point across." And I laughed. I said, "Yeah, really?" He says, "Yes, it's a very important film, because this has been shown in all institutes." Today, I can say that it made a big change in my life, because I'm quite famous. People know me about with this film. But commercial success, I would not say it changed my life. What changed my life was actually Vijeta. When I did Shashi Kapoor produced film, and Govind Alanis directed film Vijeta, and then I did Shyam Benegal's films called Mandi, Trikal. Those were the things. They actually, gave a shape to my film career per se. So, but I would not be ungrateful to say, yet trust me, if anybody remembers me today, is because of Ek Ruka Faisla, then Basuda's the famous serial called Bamkesh Bakshi, and then Rakesh Opragash Mehra's films, which I have done, 3-4 films, Aks, or Brangde Basanti, especially when I played the politician. You don't know. You see, the point of what works for audience, how they remember you is a mystery to me. Because because all these films, because I was connected with art cinema. Those days it used to be called parallel cinema. I started my career in the films in parallel cinema. Then I came to commercial cinema. Yes, Ghatak is one film which is a commercially successful film where I'm remembered and named. People remember me with those films. These days, people talk about Shadi Na Zarur Ana, Tanno Bheds Vanu Part 1, Part 2. They become popular films, and people start recognizing me. But yes, the career, the shaping of my film career actually started from Vijeta, Mandi, and other Shambhanagar films. Uh, but these films, see, I have done better films, honestly, which have not seen the light of the day because they were NFDC films, they never got released. So, where I played the principal parts. Uh, that's why I'm saying it's so funny. You see, it's destiny that what happens around you and for you, you need to accept that God wanted it this way. This is the way it is. My journey has been wonderful. It's been wonderful. I would not have. You see, I remember the journey today not because of my success, but because of the hard work I had to do to reach there, and that the hard work that brings a smile on my face. Not that this film worked or that film worked, because in theater also, because when I work here, I tell my fellows, I said, listen, we must try to put our best in it. Forget about whether people like it or not. But as long as we enjoy the experience and we want to say something to the audiences, even if 10 people understand what we want to say, we have succeeded. See, it doesn't really matter. And I have had this attitude all my life. And that's why perhaps people tell me that how come you are not doing many films, you are doing very little work, but you are very happy and smiling. I said, because I always remember what I have done. I see today when I retire, if I see my my work, and I can tell you today that I'll be happy with everything I see because I have put in my best in what I did. I have put in my best in what I was offered to me. But success and failure, it's not entirely, it doesn't depend on you. There are other factors which actually define success and failure. But yes, my career it was Shyam Benegal, Govind Dalani, Mrinal Sen. These are the guys actually who shaped my career because I learned a lot. Why? You see, because I was from theater, I was not from film. So to learn the craft of film, these were the directors who actually shaped my life.
This is so amazing because these are the films with which it shaped my understanding of films as I grew up. Of course, being a Bengali girl, I was exposed to Mrinal Sen, Ghotok, and of course, Shyam Benegal, Govind Nihalini, and all of them. But let's just talk about the Filmfare Award you won for Best Dialogue for the film China Gate. How did it feel, to receive such a prestigious award? And what was the inspiration behind the dialogue you wrote? And what do you think of awards, Raina ji?
What happened was when I started, Rajkumar Santoshi was actually chief assistant director of Govind Lalan. When I was doing Vijayta, we became very good friends, very, very dear friends. And when he started doing his first film, Ghayal, and I was with him, he knew that I have a sense of structure and sense of drama. And he would always try to take my help. I used to tell him because when they used to write the scripts and all that, and they would come and ask me, "Okay, what do you think about it?" Because they knew that I know the structuring of an idea because I had read lots of plays by then. And I used to help them and tell them that this is not working, this is the way it has to be. At one point, when we're doing this film, China Gate, and then simultaneously we're also working on Pukar. So I told Raj, I said, "What? Come on, let me just try. I'll write it for you." And he was very happy. It just happened accidentally. I was After that, I've never written anything good because after that, you see, it's a mad world actually. The moment they saw me getting Filmfare Award for dialogue, everybody came to me write dialogue for my film. I said, "God knows, I'm not a writer. I don't write dialogues. I did it for fun for my friend, you know." But that helped. See, the point is because at the back of my mind, I was also this thing that one day I wanted to direct my film. And so I was also actually, without telling anybody, learning something, how to write, because there's a difference between writing a dialogue for a play and writing dialogue for film, because film is more visual and theater is more verbal. So I wanted to see the difference, and because I was teaching myself quietly. That's how I got into it, and as luck would have it, as I told you, because people liked the dialogues and they gave me a Filmfare Award, and I happily accepted it. But I did not write anything after that in the film. I did, as I told you, Pukar and China Gate. I was in the writing, but afterwards I didn't do anything because I thought the most important passion I wanted to act, and it was taking a backseat. So I said, "No, this is not my cup of milk. I will hang on and I'll be in acting also, because that's something I really enjoy. I've been directing plays for Surna Theatre and Pogat Foundation from the day I came to Bombay. We are celebrating 40 years of our theatre existence in Bombay. Myself and Ila, we've been together. And most of the plays, whatever we have done in these 40 years, I have directed them. And that also, it was also an accident. Because when I came to Bombay and I joined Ilaji, I saw lots of people doing theatre and they were repeating what they had done in drama school, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something fresh because my teacher, my guru, Mr. Al-Qazi, he had told me, if you want to prove yourself, you must not do what you have already done. To do something different and do something difficult, challenging, and prove that you understand and know that medium. So I had that thing in my mind. So I said, okay, here was Ilaji who was doing something different, something fresh, something new. I said, I'll join you. We started the theatre group, and then she said, okay, who is going to direct the play? I said, who? She said, no, since you are from drama school, you direct it. So in order to keep that reputation intact that I'm from drama school, I was an actor, never a director. I said, okay, I will direct it. Then by and by, I also learned, and with the grace of God and Almighty, all the plays of Surne Theatre Folk Foundation I have directed. One or two I have done jointly with Ilaji, jaise postpartum depression, baby's blues, the play we are showing in Bangalore. I have assisted her. She's done another play called Marichka, where I have assisted her. Otherwise, all the plays I have directed. So this is also, as I tell you, the destiny takes you. You don't know. I don't know how it tosses and turns you. But whatever is happening, you see, the experience has to be it has to be enjoyable. You should enjoy it, and I'm enjoying it today because while I'm directing these young actors, I'm learning a lot. They don't know. They think that the KKG बैठे हैं हमको सिखा रहे हैं. उनको ये समझ नहीं आ रही KKG सिर्फ सिखा नहीं रहा है, वो सीख भी रहे हैं. Because you see, the value of acting changes every second because the society keeps on changing, human values keep on changing, emotional interaction keeps on changing. So you need to be, you see, you need to keep in touch with what is happening today in this younger generation. And I pick up a lot from them, and I learned a lot from them. And I'm gracefully and I'm thankful to God that he has actually put me in this area, and I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm understanding what human life is all about.
Raina ji, Indian cinema has really evolved over the last many years. There's so many changes, major changes ho rakhe hain that you've witnessed, especially during your career from the time you started. Do you think they've impacted you and the industry at large?
You see, yes, there's a definite change in cinema today. We are technically better, and now we are, because when I started, I don't think we were technically so good, well equipped. There were great people who were actually doing their job, but they didn't have the avenue, the know-how of technology. Today, people, most of the film actually, आपने ये सुना होगा, सारी फिल्म तो आजकल मतलब VFX पे और एडिटिंग टेबल बन जाती है, यहाँ से इफेक्ट डालो, वहाँ से इफेक्ट डालो, वो सब चीजें थी नहीं उनके पास. What was their strength? See, I can tell you, their strength was the content, because the directors I'm naming, whether it is Mrinalda, whether it is Vasuda, whether it is Bhusham Benegal, whether it is Govindani, whether it is even Rajkumar Santoshi to that sense, because they are the masters of content. Their films used to run in content. Today, I feel that suddenly there's no content. It's all trash. But there's a lot of technology, see, which is actually governing your film. That is a big change. Thankfully, after the COVID, while the COVID, these OTT platforms have come up, and you see the real stories coming on. Because I'm liking that idea that there are new stories, real stories coming onto the cinema, and people are watching something fresh, something new. Otherwise, it was the same मतलब story, मतलब 4 गाने 6 गाने वही कहानी, boy meets girl, फिर बीच में विलन आता है, फिर बाप को मंजूर नहीं है क्योंकि वो खानदान बड़ा खानदान है, ये छोटा खानदान है. We were actually fed up with all that. देयर वर सम मतलब देयर बीच में कुछ अच्छी फिल्में बन जाती है, लेकिन ज्यादा जो तादाद थी ना फिल्मों की, वो यही थी, उसके अलावा कुछ और था नहीं, गाना बजाना और चले गए। और ये भी देखिए, ये भी एक मतलब अजीब सी चीज है आज। मतलब मैं कभी कभी बच्चों को कहता हूँ, आज जबकि इतना मॉडर्न म्यूजिक आ गया, मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी आई, मतलब क्रॉस कल्चर्स में मतलब म्यूजिक बन रहा है, उसके बावजूद भी जब हम पुरानी एट 60s की, 70s की, 80s की फिल्मों के गाने सुनते हैं, दे गिव अस मच सोलेस एंड दे गिव अस लॉट ऑफ पीस ऑफ माइंड, एंड यू सी दैट हाउ व्हाट मेलोडी दोज सॉन्ग्स है। यहाँ आजकल के जमाने में रहमान सर है, इतना अच्छा म्यूजिक करते हैं, मतलब उसके बाद ऐसे ऐसे लोग यहाँ हैं, लेकिन उसके बावजूद जो मोस्टली जो मतलब फॉर इंस्टेंस म्यूजिक सिनेमा में आता है, वो भूल जाते हैं। आई डोंट थिंक वी रिमेम्बर अ सॉन्ग। अगर 50 गाने बनते हैं सब साल में, या 100 गाने बनते हैं साल, उसमें से 2 गाने या 3 गाने 4 गाने आपके दिमाग में रहते हैं, बाकी सब उड़ जाता है, क्योंकि वो गाना होता ही नहीं है, सब उसमें शोर ज्यादा होता है, उसमें तो इतना शोर होता है कि पूछे मत। तो इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि so far the life has impacted in the sense that because I have always done films which mean a lot to me. I have not done films. अगर आप मेरी फिल्म की हिस्ट्री भी देखेंगे ना, आप जो फिल्में देखेंगे जो मैंने की है, when I did a film like Tannover's Manu, for instance, which is a popular film, because I told the director, I remember, I said, "Do you know why I'm doing this film? Because you're actually questioning the system of marriage के सिस्टम को आप क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं, आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा, आपने पता नहीं इस पर्सपेक्टिव में सोचा कि नहीं सोचा है, आप चैलेंज कर रहे हैं उसको। वो साथ वो लड़की देखेगी, बाप बाप 2 घर आएंगे, लड़की को देखेंगे, लड़के को देखेंगे, और फिर साथ फेरे लेंगे, वो सारे उसको आप क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं कि दैट सिस्टम इज क्रैशिंग, दैट्स ऑल गॉन। तो मैंने कहा दैट्स व्हाई आई वांट टू बी पार्ट ऑफ दिस फिल्म, लेट मी सी वेयर इट रीचेस। So in my life, whatever film I have done, I think it has to be relevant. It has to give something to me as a human being, and it has to bring something for the people who are going to watch this film. So if you see any, whether Rang De Basanti, for instance, I mean, iconic film, Rakesh and Prakash Mehra की iconic film है, and it's so मतलब it has lot of meaning. जो आजकल की generation में historical perspective about revolution and what the younger generation, how they look at it and how they look at the history is very, very important. How you connect history with contemporary life is very, very important, and that means he did it so brilliantly in that film. So life does, you do get affected and impacted by what you do. आप जिस प्रोफेशन में हैं और जो आप जो काम करते हैं, वो कहीं ना कहीं आपकी लाइफ को भी सुधारता है, और कभी कभी मतलब तकलीफ भी देता है। ऐसी बात नहीं कि इट्स ऑलवेज नॉट हंकी डोरी, कभी कभी बहुत तकलीफ भी देता है, लेकिन आप यू लर्न एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग। आप अच्छाई से भी सीखते हैं, आप बुराई से भी सीखते हैं। आपने पहले बार कहा था कि आर्टिस्ट की लाइफ में कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती है, अच्छी भी होती है, कुछ खतरनाक और दर्दनाक चीजें भी होती है। वो दर्द वो है बिकॉज वी आर नॉट आउट ऑफ सोसाइटी, वी आर पार्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी। जैसे बाकी सोसाइटी के लोगों को तकलीफ होती है, वैसे हमको भी होती है। जैसे वो खुशियां शेयर करते हैं, वैसे हम भी शेयर करते हैं। तो लेकिन इन सब चीजों में फर्क शायद ये होता है कि वो जो आदमी इम्पैक्ट होता है, एक असाधारण आदमी जो इम्पैक्ट होता है, वो अनअवेयर होता है इस चीज को एक्सप्रेस करने में। और हम चूंकि इस फील्ड में है, इस आर्ट में, तो हमको समझ आती है, हम उसको एक्सप्रेस भी करते हैं। किसी कोई चीज हमको छूती है तो हम कहते हैं चलो यार इस चीज को लेके हम कुछ नया करते हैं, स्टेज पे कुछ नया प्ले बनाते हैं, कुछ ऐसा करते हैं। ये फर्क है। तो आप तो इम्पैक्ट होते ही हैं, और आप एक्सपीरियंस भी करते हैं लाइफ को एक दूसरे पर्सपेक्टिव में देखते हैं। तो वो मुझे लगता है कि वो बहुत बड़ा मतलब फायदा है एक आर्टिस्ट होने का, एक एक्टर होने का, एक पेंटर होने का, एक पोएट होने का। एक मतलब जो कुछ भी आप काम करते हैं, अभी आज आप अब मुझसे बात करती हैं, मैंने आपसे चार चीजें सुनी है, आपने मुझसे 4 चीजें सुनी है, तो हमने कुछ तो एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किए हैं, एंड आई एम श्योर वी आर लर्निंग फ्रॉम ईच अदर व्हाइल वी आर टॉकिंग। So that's the joy of this profession.
सो रैना जी, मैंने ना बहुत रिसर्च किया है, पर मेरे को ना आपके लव लाइफ के बारे कुछ भी नहीं मिला है, और ये वाला सवाल तो मेरे दिल में है।
तो ये सवाल में ये सवाल का जवाब मैं देना नहीं चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि क्या है कि लव इज अ वेरी वेरी पर्सनल थिंग। and I don't make it public. And believe me and trust me, I'm in love. I'm madly in love. But my love is a kind of a mystery for everybody, and I want it to be a mystery for everybody because it's a very very personal thing which I don't want to make public.
Energy. I was really hoping that I'd be able to figure out from you and on this podcast get to know that who has got Renaji's heart. You know, a man with so much of experience in the world of arts. I'm sure, you know, along with the love for theater and films and the love of your life, whoever is a very, very lucky woman. So before I end this podcast, tell our listeners what can we expect in Bangalore, you know, for the upcoming plays on the 7th and the 8th?
You see, I tell you once again, as I tell you, because we have always done plays with certain kind of a purpose, certain kind of a message to the society, because that I feel is our job. The play which Picha Karti Parchaya, which is almost houseful. If anybody has to still buy the ticket, he has to go to Rang Shankaran and buy the ticket from there because otherwise, I think Book My Show is stopped selling tickets. They have already sold it out. So there are still 50, 60 tickets for this play. And if anybody is interested in that, they should go to Rang Shankara and collect the ticket from there. This is a play about woman's voice. The fact is that in a male-dominated society, where that male has always tried to, rule the woman, and here is the woman who's finding her own voice. And this is about the decadent values, जो पुरानी जो परंपराएं गाथाएं मतलब पुराने दृष्टिकोण जो लाइफ के हैं because life is a dynamic thing, big things keep on changing, so we need to change with the change in the society. So Ibsen wrote Ghost in 1857, and then today also we have adapted it as Pishakriti Prasad, powerful play where we actually talk about the decadent values which we are still holding on to, which have no meaning for us, and we must shun them away. That's the whole basic line of Ghost. Postpartum Baby's Blues is a very very important play, and I want मतलब आपके पॉडकास्ट के जरिए मैं ऑडियंस को बताना चाहता हूं कि प्लीज इस प्ले को, ये जो है इसके 2 शोज हैं 8 तारीख को, एक 3:30 बजे है, एक 7:30 बजे। ये जो प्ले है दिस इज अबाउट पोस्टमार्टम डिप्रेशन। मतलब ये कि जब एक औरत जब अपने बच्चा पैदा करती है, वो उसके लिए एक चेंजिंग लाइफ चेंजिंग एक्सपीरियंस होता है, लेकिन वो एक्सपीरियंस जितना खुशी का होता है उससे अनफॉर्चुनेटली कुछ ऐसा भी होता है दैट द वुमन गेट्स इनटू डिप्रेशन बिकॉज शी सीज अ डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड, डिफरेंट थिंग, हार्मोनिकल चेंजेस होती हैं, डिप्रेशन होता है। आदमी को ये लगता है कि यार मैं कैसे, बच्चा तो आता है खुशी खुशी, लेकिन सडनली द वुमन फील्स दैट शी इज केज्ड। अब वो बच्चे के साथ चिपक गई है, उसकी लाइफ में बदलाव आ गया है। जो लाइफ वो जी रही थी अचानक आज 9 महीने से पहले, 9 महीने के बाद वो लाइफ ही बदल गई है, एंड इट इफेक्ट्स हर माइंड। सो एंड दिस डिप्रेशन इज रियल, and audiences must know it, because especially young people must know it, that what a woman goes through while she is producing a child. It's not that बस बच्चा हो गया तो खुशी खुशी चलो भाई मिठाई खाओ. She goes through hell actually. And this postpartum depression in India, बिकॉज हम जब जॉइंट फैमिली में रहते थे ना, आप शिलोंग से आप कह रही है या कश्मीर से, हमारे तो जॉइंट फैमिली सिस्टम था। जॉइंट फैमिली सिस्टम में लड़की बच्चा पैदा होता तो किसी को पता भी नहीं चलता था, बिकॉज देवर सो मेनी पीपल अराउंड यू हु वर एक्चुअली लुकिंग आफ्टर द चाइल्ड, लुकिंग आफ्टर द वुमन हु वाज प्रेग्नेंट, एंड पता नहीं चलता था। अभी क्या है, चूंकि न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज हो गई, हस्बैंड वाइफ साथ रहते हैं, बड़े शहर में जाते हैं, वहां बच्चा पैदा होता है, देयर इज नोबडी लुक आफ्टर द चाइल्ड, देयर इज नोबडी टू लुक आफ्टर द वुमन, एंड इट इफेक्ट्स हर साइकोलॉजिकली। एंड वो जो है वो जो इफेक्ट होता है उसको पोस्टपार्टम डिप्रेशन कहते हैं। एंड आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट that during those days and even after those days, when she's recovering and she's actually becoming normal after giving the delivery, she has to be looked after, she has to be nurtured, you have to keep a surveillance on her, and if you find anything unusual, you need to go to the doctor and tell her that there's something is wrong with her, because ये सब चीजें मैं बताऊं आपको, जब मैंने प्ले पढ़ा था तो मुझे भी मालूम नहीं था पोस्टमार्टम डिप्रेशन। फिर मुझे याद आया कि एक बार मैंने टेलीविजन पे देखा था टेलीविजन पे एक न्यूज आई थी कि एक माँ है, उसने बच्चे को कमरे में दिखाया था, विजुअली देखा था मैंने, आई वाज हॉरिफाइड कि यंग बच्ची जो है छोटे बच्चे को एक बैट से मारते हैं कमरे में। मेरे को समझ नहीं आया था तब ये क्या है। और फिर इससे पहले भी जब कश्मीर में था, मैंने एक ऐसा हादसा देखा था कि एक जो बहुत ही खूबसूरत नेबर थी हमारी लड़की, उसकी शादी हो गई, शादी के बच्चा देने के बाद ही लोगों ने उससे झाड़ू फूंक को मारना शुरू किया। लोगों ने कहा ये पागल हो गई। टुडे when I started reading this play, I realized this was postpartum depression. Nobody understood this, and people are taking it so lightly. Then we started doing research on this play, Baby's Blues. We went to the psychiatrists here, and can you believe that one of the eminent psychiatrists of Mumbai told me that, can you believe, KK sir, 85% of Mumbai women are suffering with postpartum depression, and nobody is talking about it. So we thought this is our responsibility. At least if we can make people aware that this is a real thing and it is curable. It's not that ये कोई बीमारी ऐसी कि मतलब क्योर नहीं हो सकता है. But the fact is, क्योर उसका पहला है कि you need to take care of that woman जो इस प्रोसेस से गुजरी है, and then you need, अगर खुदा ना खास्ता कुछ ऐसा कुछ आपको लगता है कि डिप्रेशन है, कुछ है, she needs an immediate मतलब मेडिकल केयर, एंड दैट्स व्हाट वी वांटेड टू से कि मतलब ये जो चीज है इसको इग्नोर मत कीजिए आप, ये होता है। मैंने तो सुना है कि बेंगलोर के जो मतलब वो जो पहले येदुरप्पा की जो उनकी जो बहू थी, उन्होंने सुसाइड किया, एंड दैट वाज पोस्टमार्टम डिप्रेशन। सो द पॉइंट इज इट इज सो रियल। सो आई थिंक एज द वे वी वर्क, जिस तरह से का हम नाटक करते हैं इलाजी और मैं, तो मुझे लगा और हमको लगा, खासकर शी बीइंग अ वुमन, उनको लगा कि यार ये जो मैसेज है, ये मैसेज जरूर जाना चाहिए ऑडियंस की तरफ, ऑडियंस को देखना चाहिए, सो दैट दे आर अवेयर दैट समथिंग लाइक दिस हैपेंस। So I would request everybody in Bangalore who are hearing me, who will hear me, please come and watch this play. It's a brilliant production. There are fantastic performances, and above all, there's a great message which we are wanting to share with you.
Thank you so much. So this was KK Raina ji, a boy from Kashmir who traveled from NSD to Mumbai and has set the stage on fire. I wish you lots of luck, and it really was an honor to have you on my podcast today. And as far as Baby's Blues go, I completely agree with you that we have still not started the dialogue and the conversations around postpartum depression, which is an absolute reality. The first stage is to acknowledge that, and that acknowledgement needs to come from more awareness, with more plays and more write-ups that need to go out, and it needs to be discussed. So thank you, Raina ji, today. To you, our dearest listeners, you can find us on your favorite streaming services, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and of course on all other major streaming services. With loads of love, we are The Mohua Show, where we talk ईमानदारी से।